to think about it because I feel like as humans, we want the answer to everything. And some things you just don't know until you pass away. So it's like, I try not to think about it just because I'm going to be sitting here stressing myself out trying to figure out what's going to happen.
So I think once you get to a certain age, it's a welcomed, it's like, or if you're sick like that, it's a welcome. Because you're like, I'm so sick of this. I'd rather
just go.
Yeah, just go. But let me say my goodbyes. Let me give, my salutations.
Their closure.
Yeah.
I don't think you can really properly prepare yourself for the calling of the Lord snatching one of his back.
Don't think the brother moved on. I think the brother hunting me.
Is that right?
In my thoughts.
Yeah. So what's up? Today's a special show, but before we get into that, I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves. I'm gonna go last. Why don't we start with my guy right there, Ink Master.
What up, everybody? Ink Star Judah here. Tattoo artist, license.
Yeah, gotta say that.
Yeah, y'all can find me on IG, Ink Star Judah. Okay.
Hello, my name is Ashil, and I don't really do social media like that, but Ashil, Sabi, that's me.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Rakaya. You can find me on Instagram at Rakaya Soul, RUKAYA_SOUL.
Okay. And I'm JB Jabari, Mo Styles Barbershop and Salon, excuse me. I'm Legacy Beauty Supply. I do a few things. You guys already know my resume a little bit. Always starting to do better. I guess also I forgot I do podcasts also. So, but back to you, my guy. So what do you do?
Me, well, right now I'm a preschool teacher. I teach, and I write poems.
Is that right?
Short stories. So just something a little bit about myself.
That's kind of bad for me. Right, because today, the reason this is a special show, because recently I lost someone very close to me. And I wrote a poem for her. And this dude's going to be critiquing myself. He's like, that wasn't a simile. That didn't rhyme.
Nah,
you should have said this word.
It's gonna be
but the important thing is that it came from my heart.
Nice.
So this is crazy. Her name is Teresa. So she passed. We were together, and this was her dream. Like this, she barely had him. It's like pitiful, but maybe see this for her. So, what we're talking about today is what comes after, like how you deal with grief and stuff like that. What happens later, what happens after death. And as you guys know, the whole purpose is to seek the truth. hopefully someone out there will get some healing or something that they need from this show. But I don't know. Let's so I know you've been through a few times, but a loss of somebody.
A loss of someone, yeah. Certain people, it's really, really different.
Yep.
But for the loss of a significant other that wasn't related to me, probably one of my homeboy, well, truly my homeboy, King B.
Not kinda, huh?
Yeah, not kinda. King B hit hard. That hurt. I'm talking about hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So how I dealt with it, mostly one day at a time.
Yeah. What, if you don't mind sharing, what happened to him?
Got into an altercation with someone, and that someone happened to have a firearm, and he used it. So
I'm assuming it wasn't over no female. A lot of times that's how we end up losing our lives.
Nah, it
It
wasn't over no female.
Okay. Were you around?
No.
Okay. All right. And how old are you?
I'm 30.
30?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
turned 30.
All right, so a month ago. I imagine you haven't seen, I'm hoping that you haven't had much loss.
Well, I would say not much that really impacted me, but I would say the only death that I encountered was my dad's, and that was about 2-3 years ago.
You said your dad?
Yeah.
That's kind of major.
It is major. And that's why, like he said, everybody different, like deals with grief differently. And I would say for me, he didn't hit until I saw him like laying down in the casket.
Right.
That's when I was like, oh, he's gone. Like I'm never gonna see his face ever again. That's when it hit me. But before that, I was just like.
You said this was how long ago?
No, like 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah,
right.
2 years ago.
So yeah, of course it gets easier over time.
Yeah, it gets, I don't want to say easy because there's still days where I just think about him and I'm a complete wreck.
And you what?
And I'm just completely like just.
See, bro, I told you you're gonna have to speak up.
Like I'm a complete wreck. Like I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. Sometimes I can play by his voicemail just to hear his voice. So, but then it's compared to my brothers and sisters and my mom. Mm-hmm. I think for me, my healing journey has been easier because my mom, that was her husband. So,
right. How did your mom take it? Was she like I've seen so many people that you feel like they would be the worst dealing with the worst, but they get the strength to take care of others. Like when my aunt passed, it's like, well, not my aunt, excuse me. My aunt's daughter, her name was Janae. I actually named my daughter Justice after her, so it's Justice Janae Hayes. But like we all come to the house and everything like that, and she was sitting there comforting me. So that was like, you just lost your child, and you do that. So I mean, they say women have amazing strength.
I think so, and I would say. I agree with that because my mom, she took care of us. I think that helped her heal better by being there for her children and making sure that that we're not completely lost into our own thoughts. So she was like our anchor. Yeah, and yeah, that's how I deal with the grief.
And so about you are like 12 years old or something. I imagine you haven't been through much.
I feel like I've seen and witnessed a lot of deaths around me, but I feel like the way I view death is kind of desensitized just because of it. So when I hear about, oh, this person passed away or this person passed away, to me, it's more like outside, if that makes sense. I don't think I've experienced somebody in my life that like, I don't know. Like, I don't think I think the only people would be like my siblings and my parents and everybody else. Really... Like everybody else, like obviously I would feel something towards, but I don't think it'd be like, I don't know. I can't speak until it happens, obviously.
It's not I think I understand. It's kind of like in the peripheral. It's not right in
it's
front of
not
you.
full focused, or
Right.
if it's not somebody that I'm seeing every single day, and I'm just like, that type of thing.
Okay.
I'm grateful that I haven't experienced that.
So I'm already spoke on me a little bit, but so I've had a few things. This is one of the weirdest things. Like I don't like it, but it's like I'm kind of sensitive, I guess sometimes, whatever. But at the same time, I can be hard. Like one of the greatest gifts my brother gave to me is him saying "man up." So like every time I go through something, I hear his voice saying "man up," and that has its pluses and its minuses. But one of the first death that I experienced was an uncle that I had never remembered. Or I don't even recall seeing. They say he was actually a pastor. They say he hung himself, but some say that he didn't hang himself. But we know he was left hanging. But I cried for him. There was my aunt, my aunt's daughter, Janae, my grandmothers. All those hit hard. But this one was kind of the hardest. Teresa. So let me tell you the story. So I was out, gave her the key to my house, everything like that. She came over and I'm like, hey, I'll be there in a minute, whatever. So I get there and I can, she's clearly tired and stuff like that. So, we worked on her flyer and everything like that. We actually tried to make love, but she was too tired. So I'm like, baby, it's cool. Just go to sleep. And so in the morning, I wake up in the morning, I look over and at her, and she's just, I'm just thinking she's just still asleep, everything like that. I don't know when it happened, but she was. So then all of a sudden in the morning, 8:00, and as a matter of fact, ever since then, it's like I wake up at 8:00. But so her alarm went off, and then I try to shake her and everything like that, baby, and whatever. I call the paramedics. Try to give her, they it's hard. Has anyone ever given hard chest compressions?
No.
It is. It's
sometimes you can break a rib, but it's better than
It's better than dying.
Yeah.
But so I called the paramedics and give her chest compressions, and it's just ridiculously hard. It's because like you said, you have to push.
You gotta really
Yeah, exactly. And I believe you have to be trained, and I think all of us should get trained. But anyways, it's how long it takes the police to get there and stuff like that.
Yeah, you should do until they get there.
They were. I don't.
It feels forever though.
I feel like they were there in 3 minutes. Actually, yeah, it was really odd. But
that's good.
Yeah, what can you say? That's not good. Well, it's good, but it's not good.
You know what I mean.
She was still gone. But so yeah, there was of course there was a lot of crying and everything like that. And this has been the hardest hit for me. So I've cried every morning and every night. I thought I was going to get away with it this morning, because
Yeah.
But I didn't. I didn't escape because I started thinking about what I'm going to say in the poem and everything like that, and all our memories and all that stuff running around. So I think I'm going to go ahead and say this poem. You know how they have those little things on movie things? Take one.
Yeah.
Take two. We'll see how many takes this takes. But I'm going to give it a shot. So before she passed, she used to just because I am an artist, but she'd be like, hey, write my poem. Where's my poem? And the other thing was supposed to be, where's my song? The song. Same thing. The song she asked me to write, because, it's kind of it's supposed to be no words necessary, but that's neither here nor there. This poem is actually called It Just Don't Make Sense. And I think it makes sense, me saying it don't make sense. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's one day it would all make sense. So here we go. Excuse me. Like I said, I had written some lines down starting on Thursday. I started to put the lines down. And so I had a few things thought out, didn't actually complete until Rock who's handling the video right now, said, "Okay, 5 minutes, we're gonna go."
Oh.
So I went outside and practiced it once. So this will be my second time saying it. If I think I'm gonna make it better because there's so many things missing out of this, but it is what it is. So my first vision was to have everybody, give a little snap.
Okay.
But it's not necessary. we did that. Hey, I will say this. If you feel like giving any moment you feel like giving a snap or or whatever, a sound or whatever, go ahead. I hope you guys do chime in something.
Mm-hmm.
So not once, not twice, but 3 times we tried. We both said goodnight, but never said goodbye. If I could give my last breath, I would give you mine. But now you're in a place where there's no space or time. It's only been 8 days, each full of tears. Crying makes me feel like less of a man. Every morning I speak in aches and groans, words only God can understand. I feel so sad when I really should be happy because you're in a better place and you took a part of me. My greatest fear is that our memories will get harder to remember, like seeing the sun rise this many times in the month of December. Since you have been gone, the sun has shined every day, like you're smiling down on me and telling me everything will be okay. We were finally getting things right, and you left me alone. It just don't make sense. Like 1 times 1 equals 1, and that's true. But if the job's to multiply, then shouldn't it at least be equal to? Like Jordan quitting in his prime, or like birds with wings, but never will they fly. And that's pretty much it. I love you, Teresa. And that's it. So, what is thank you. It could be a whole lot better. But like I said, I'm just sitting there writing and trying to do it. But,
I was a little too caught into listening to the words to try and
thank you.
2 U-turns. But I said, I gotta show up. Remember, I said, the last couple of things of this nature, I left the scene quickly because it's it's heavy stuff to me, man.
It is heavy.
It's super heavy, and as I spoke with you on the phone, I guess I can say it real quickly. We all have a time to go. We don't know when it's going to be. When it's my time, I want it to be a celebration. I don't want people showing up like me. I don't want no one wearing black. You gotta wear white or off-white or
anything but black.
You gotta wear a crew. And
so I can come like this. This works.
As long as it's cream or no black involved. Right. But
man, my bad.
Yeah,
well, you here, so it's okay.
Yeah, I made it.
Well, man, you made it. And I'm very appreciative. Man, appreciate it.
I know you are.
Known the homie DC since I opened this about 10, 11 years ago. But so you believe in reincarnation? Might be a gorilla, a rat, whatever, mosquito.
And I'm not on camera, but I can.
You can chime in.
No, I'm saying I'm not on camera, but the audio's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you'll edit, delete, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So reincarnation. So man, so your homie might be around you or something like that. In a sense, like if I don't know if you've had any animals or anything like that, but
I don't think the brother moved on. I think the brother hunting me.
Hunting you? Is that right?
In my thoughts.
Yeah.
This time where I can hear like, bro, I got it. I hear you. I I got it. Just give me a day. Hold on, I got it.
That's what's up.
So because I mean, like we so close and we mess with each other like that. Like, bro, like you need to get on there, huh? You need to get on there, huh? All right, cool.
So something like your conscience,
Yeah.
right? Like he's speaking through you to like, bro, man, you shouldn't even leave that girl alone or whatever. Things like whatever it might be, huh? Or get on that tattoo. Just I feel you, man. We do keep a part of them with us. So,
yeah.
And what is your belief system?
My belief system, I think we all like the same as him. But for me,
In reincarnation?
I do believe in it, and I believe it's like we come back until we're fulfilled with what we know about the world,
Okay.
and then we move on to something else, not come back here.
So I'm sorry.
But I think it's our own decision to like either move on or come back as something different or something very similar to what
we can choose
our previous lives. I think we do choose, but we just forget that we do choose.
So
Because at least for me, the way life has worked out for me is every person that I've met has taught me a lesson that I needed to like either grow up or be a better version of myself. And I believe once I'm done with
speak up,
this,
bro.
since I'm done with this specifically like life that I'm doing or that I'm experiencing now, I think it's like I'll come back as something or someone different to experience a life that someone has lived, so I can completely understand what the world is really about. And when I'm done with that, I can move on or to whatever thing is.
So move on to something like heaven type thing, or
I want to say heaven. I wouldn't say heaven, but it's just a different dimension. Because I believe hell and heaven are both here.
Right.
Because you get happy, you get sad, you're in the middle, but it's never like when I think about heaven, I think of some place where there's no problems. Every day is peaceful, and then that's not really life. Because life has ups and downs, left, right. So once you're done and you're
say what?
But the afterlife.
Don't be whispering. But the afterlife. Giving him notes, split notes.
No, because I said that's the afterlife.
That's the afterlife.
Because he said it's not life, and I was like, that's the afterlife.
Because for life to just be like you live life and then you go to heaven, to me, that's not fulfilling enough.
That's not fulfilling enough?
Yeah, it's not, because I've had great moments here. I've had amazing things that happened to me that I wish I could repeat. But even if I repeat the same thing over, it's never the same. There's always something different. So I
got a question.
Yes.
Based on what you just said, do you believe that in your head, if you was to pass on right before you get to the gates, it's like, well, they go heaven gates right there. You want to go?
But you want heaven or you want to be a rat?
Yeah. So do you believe like you?
Let me think. Decisions.
He don't believe in heaven.
I don't believe in heaven. Because I think heaven and hell are both here.
Makes sense.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
but you said move on. There's small sports of options.
Like you can go to hell or you can be a rat. What you want?
Well, that would like, both decisions are easy. Like, who wants to be a rat? Maybe a rat life could be really good. Who knows?
Cool. And then you could get run over.
I know. But think about this though.
He choose to be a rat. He gonna be ratatouille.
So this, I'm a Christian, but this is one of the dopest things, and you can see it. Like everybody knows, like money doesn't make you happy, possessions don't make you happy. So the fact, like we are so in bondage to like our life is work, and then rest. It's like a constant thing of trying to get possessions, trying to get the shirts, the sweaters like this, hair like that, cuts like this.
You really cut your hair. It's really nice though.
No, thank you.
I was gonna say that, but you was right.
The homie Day. As a matter of fact, I want to tell you some of the things that helped me. But what was that, woman? I'm sorry. But oh my gosh, I was saying that someone help me out.
The haircut.
The possession.
There you go. That's
So
what's bad.
one of the philosophies of Christianity is that, like he says, if you really want to be free, then leave all your things and follow me.
Mhm.
So it's like the life of a rat or even of a crow or any of these things is like God takes care of them, but we're sitting there trying to fight to get our food and all these things like that.
Yeah.
But the simplest life is like the monks do, is just, simplicity, not worrying about possessions.
Mhm.
And that is where, like what you were saying, both of you guys were saying, kind of alludes to the Buddhist beliefs,
Mhm.
which is, elevate yourself, don't worry about those things.
Mhm.
And so that's why I'm like, being a rat or a dog, it's like they're not tripping about like, ooh, I need to get them Jordans.
Yeah, being a
You gotta
cat.
pay your rent.
Right. Like, that's what it is.
But what if you come back as an inanimate object?
I don't think that's
What if you come back as a table?
I don't think no one's
I
saying
mean,
that.
I think you're just here to
Well, those
to
are
do your
man-made,
job.
so why would you
I think
come back
that's
as a
possible. Though.
Right.
You think
You can come back as a table if you're a wooden table.
I'm just saying, I think it depends
It
on.
depends on what you're.
Me personally, I believe in the afterlife. I
Mhm.
believe that we've all been here before. I don't know in what realm,
Mhm.
but we've all been here before.
Mhm.
And it's definitely based on,
Something else.
see, that's why I'm not on camera. It's based on family members
Mhm.
and some ladies. I know that you were here before as a monkey. I know that you were here before as a
Dog.
good person, you might have been a giving grandmother in your past life, but I can see
Those
like
traits.
little kids
Mhm.
who you can tell they've been here before.
Mhm. They say that about
Also,
Journey.
like-
About Journey.
It wasn't my kid, but my ex-girlfriend, her daughter she told me the story and I believed it because her daughter's super smart, blah, blah, blah. But her daughter couldn't talk until a baby got swallowed. And she's just sitting there.
Mhm.
And she said the baby said, hot. How could that's your first words? Hot? It's kind of scary.
She had a vernacular growing
She's
up.
been here before.
Mhm.
I just see kids like that. And then secondly, actually, 3 things I want to say. What is your idea or your vision of hell? Because as a kid, you're scared. Eternal burning. The devil, he's got horns. You're getting jabbed.
Yeah.
It's 200,000 degrees.
Well, we are definitely gonna get to that.
No, but I'm just saying.
Well, no, we ain't even gonna get to that. We gonna go. We don't want to go to the dark side. We
No,
gonna.
but I'm just saying, do you feel it's that severe?
I'm probably not gonna. My personal. I'll talk about it.
And
But
then
what is
thirdly,
Bro, let me talk. Let me talk to the people out there.
I am American. I'm a Black American,
Mhm.
but I would like to speak French for a moment. May I have a cup of the champagne?
See. You want mimosa? Mostly orange juice?
No,
Just the wine?
No.
Okay.
Is anything
Oh,
rosé?
he can go ahead and take the bottle. We got this other
Oh,
one.
yeah, you might-
Oh, can you
Is
crack
that
this?
rosé?
Go ahead and pass this to him. Can you crack this open also?
I don't know what it is.
Hand this to. You can drink that one. And can you crack that open? But what's so?
No. I'll just take this one.
Nah, we need it cracked open though. We can't crack it open.
Somebody can.
So, what's your?
He looks like he's at a trance.
So what are your thoughts on what happens?
I don't know. I feel like
Never thought about it?
I try not to think about it because I feel like as humans, we want the answer to everything. And some things you just don't know until you pass away. So it's like, I try not to think about it just because I'm going to be sitting here stressing myself out trying to figure out what's going to happen.
So why worry about that when you have so many things?
And it's like, there's so many things that we have to be grateful and we have to look forward to. And for me, it's just mostly trying to like be able to do all those things that I know I won't be able to do when I die.
Mm-hmm. But this is my thing about it though, is worrying about what happens is a very useful tool in you becoming a better person. Does that make sense? How so? Because if you're concerned, like if you don't act right, then you might end up being a mosquito versus being.
If you do better, you'll end up being in a better position.
Right.
Well, for me, it's not necessarily the reward or the punishment. Does that make sense? For me, it's just more like I want to be a good person for who I am now. If I pass away tomorrow, I want everybody that I've left behind, regardless of what happens to me at the end of the day. It's just like that I can't control. I have no, whenever my day comes, my day comes. So it's just more so not like, oh my God, I'm scared. If I do this, I'm gonna turn into a mosquito in the next life. It's just more like I just want to do this so I could be a better person here right now versus whatever happened there.
Okay. Can you pass the song?
No free sponsorships, I guess.
So, I want to share something with everybody that helped me get through these moments. And well, one of the things is like, I do believe, my belief, I'm a Christian, like I said. So I do believe that, you're going to either go to heaven and then what hell is in question. There's so many descriptions. Like you were saying, there's the idea that there's fire and brimstone and something like that.
And all that.
Yeah. And then there's also the idea that hell is just the absence of God. So I don't know. But I will say this.
That's deep.
Yeah. You may not do it like that. You know what I'm saying? But this is the craziest thing so like I said, fear is a useful tool. It's a very good motivator. And one of the things that stuck with me is something that Mike Tyson said in one of his shows. No, he said it like this. But he said, imagine this is hell. And like I said, it's a useful tool. But he said, just imagine being on a desert and, it's 20,000 degrees and you can't leave until you can only pick up one grain of sand a day, but you can't leave until you pick up all those grains of sand. And that was that's kind of like what hell can be, is this eternity living in that would be horrible. But something I wanted to talk about, there was a bunch of instrumental people and helping me get through. My guy, DC right there, even Ink, just like everybody, my kids, Oreo, Danae, my mom. But two people that gave me some words of wisdom that were instrumental was the homie Dave. And he was like, so imagine, what's the way that any of us want to go?
I don't.
You already know.
What?
You know how I believe.
No, you don't want to go like that.
I do. I don't.
You want that to be your last act.
He said, I don't want to go.
I don't want to go. But if I do gotta go,
Oh my God.
okay, I'm ready. I'm just saying. You know me. You know how I want to go. Or maybe eating a platter of fettuccine and
Not the
steaks
fettuccine.
and a bunch of stuff. But listen. Let me phrase it better. I want to leave good. I want to leave in a good mood. I don't want to leave on a shootout or
that's what I'm saying.
Crazy.
So most of us, when we by show of hands, there's not much better way than to go and most say, I don't want to, like he said, in a car accident or like that, we want to go in our sleep. That's how I want to go, peacefully in our sleep.
Yeah.
And
I didn't say sleep.
Well, I'm saying it.
He says sleep.
I'm saying it. I'm saying
you know what I meant.
Well, they can't see you raise your hand or not.
So you know what I'm just saying. I know what I meant.
But most of us, we say, like, when we think of it, like me, that'd be nice. I want to go to sleep and then go. I don't want to just, and at the same time, like, let me enjoy it, marry.
I know, but if you
go to sleep.
If you go in your sleep, you don't know it because you never wake up.
That's the whole point.
I know, but you never wake up. But
that doesn't sound. That's good for you, but that doesn't sound appealing to me.
It don't.
The part of having,
or eating,
but the part of me, it's like I want that'd be nice, and then go to sleep and go that way. But the other thing that we all wish for is that we go with the person that we love.
Yeah.
And that's something that, like, even though it's kind of like for me, it's a gift and a curse because and that's what he brought to me. He's like, man, be grateful, bro. It's like, man, how do we want to go to sleep? Or how do we want to pass like that? And we want to go he's like, man, you was probably like, I don't know how he know, but I guess because he's like, man, you guys are probably working on some business plans, eating good, so on and whatever. And he's like, and she was with the person that she loved. And that's what all of us want. So we got to be grateful for that. The other thing that it's my homie Doomy Dre's gave me, and it's like he was talking about how, you have to have confidence that she is in a better place. That also eases, for me, it eases my mind for me to imagine like she's going to come down as a dog back as a dog, that doesn't bring me, that wouldn't bring me peace. Whether it's true or not, of course I think different, but that would be peace. The idea that she is in a better place, that brings me peace. And he was talking about like the grief that he was like, everybody saying it, even though I feel like a kind of like a sucker for crying, so like that. That's just
You gotta
me.
get it out.
Yeah.
You have to.
And he was like, the thing that was instrumental was, he was like, that pain that you feel is because we were all meant to be eternal beings. We were not meant to ever see. Yeah, we weren't ever meant to die. That's something. So when someone dies like that, it's like our inner soul, our inner being knows that something just ain't right with this. Something is wrong. We can even go, like I said, the miles that they're in a better place, but something just isn't right with this.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, those two things help me. So
I can help on that. Is the way my dad passed, he got sick. And then seeing him going from a healthy person into a very unhealthy, very sick person, he came to a point where I was like, I would rather see you pass than be in a state where you can't take care of your body, you can't move your body, you don't look like the person that I knew. So
he got really unhealthy, huh?
Yeah, because it was colon cancer. So he basically drained everything out of him. And he tried to go to chemo, like that didn't work out. And I feel like eventually it was like, I just want to be out. Because he didn't pass away until he talked to all of his kids.
Right.
So even the one that were not there, he spoke to my big brother, to my youngest one. Even our brother that was not there, he didn't pass away until he spoke on phone with him. So it was more like he wanted to make sure that we're all okay in some ways before
he wanted to say his farewells.
Yeah, and he like, you can tell that he's kind of like, at least to me, he feels like he let go. I'm like, I'm ready. You guys will be fine. This is
Man.
that's because we all saw him. We all visited him. We all spoke to him.
So what?
That's it.
That is.
So seeing that is really like,
that is
like we choose some, like not like we choose, like,
but we do.
But we do, like we
think
create the circumstances that are gonna.
I think once you get to a certain age, like it's a welcomed. It's like, or if you're sick like that, it's a welcome because you're like, I'm so sick of this. I'd
rather just go.
Yeah, just go. But let me say my goodbyes. Let me give my salutations. People their closure. Yeah,
and there's this. The reason of my belief, the way it is, especially with death, I listened to this podcast or a book called The Conversation with God. And it basically talks about how life should be, how everything should be. And when it came down to like death, it was more like the soul is the one that wants to go.
The soul yearns for it.
Yeah, the body wants to stay, wants to have fun, wants to drink, wants to have fun with a friend, wants to kiss people, wants to, all those.
Wants to have that nut.
Right. But then our soul is tired. It's like, it's ready to just be like, hey, I'm done. I've experienced what I needed. Now it's time for me to just
move on to the next dimension.
The next one, or come back as something different and experience something better or even worse. But yeah,
I honestly believe that a lot of people live through people. Like they're living for people. Like he just explained that he held down until he talked to each one of his kids. Okay, I had a auntie, and she was doing the same thing. She was in and out the house, but I was too young to really understand what was going on. You know how like your kids are something like so young that you don't really want to tell them everything. You just, hey man, go play. So it was like that, one of those situations. But she didn't go until like she spoke to everyone, she seen everyone, and she was like, all right, I'm out.
So I did what I needed to do.
This is so what you guys are saying makes me think of when my grandma passed. I mean, she didn't do it at this moment, but we were all in the hospital. It's like you could just tell she was ready. So she's in the hospital. She ended up getting out of the hospital, but so my family's really, Christian, stuff like that. So everybody's singing and whatever. She's like, cut it out. Yeah, she's like, I know all the words. So like, just let me have my. Like, she was really like, let me just have my peace, and you could just tell that she was really ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
But so what during this time, for my searching for healing, what I did was doing a lot, like some research, just looking from my perspective, like actually from I guess any perspective, I was watching people that had died and came back. So it's like, go ahead.
I was going to say that earlier. Just like, I guess I'm in threes today, but just three things I want to say really quickly. As first and foremost, has anyone ever faced death, seen death, or had their life flash before them? Okay, so I have twice.
Are you serious?
Yeah, real serious stuff.
Wow.
Then two-part thing is 2 and 3. He talked about the people waiting, and so with my grandmother, she had a stroke, and so we were all there. We're helping her. We're there. She can't talk, but she can eat. And the few times that I wasn't there, she knew I was there because I made the dinner. She knows how my food tastes. So
yes, that's DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
I taste paprika. That's
yeah, you're the only one that put the extra paprika. But on the flip side, though, when my uncle passed, he did the same thing, but we wasn't cool. And he did a lot of dirty stuff towards our family, towards my grandmother, towards my mom. He was on drugs. So yeah, people say, was it drugs? No, it was him. Because he did that.
I don't even know if you can be heard, bro.
No, I'm
just wondering.
It's really okay. But long story short, he did the same thing. And he requested me and my cousin. We were the only people that hadn't showed up. My cousin went.
You didn't?
I chose not to go because...
Well, what you not going?
Well, listen.
What you not going? Was that a regret for you?
No, never.
Okay.
Because no. Just no.
Okay.
No, I'm not doing it. But what I do want to say is, I don't know if anyone's going to get this reference, but do you remember the Ghetto Boys?
Yeah.
So it's Willie D, Scarface, and Bushwick Bill. So everybody supported when Bushwick Bill died. Scarface,
everybody.
The Baby Ghetto Boys.
But Willie D didn't go.
He didn't go. And when they asked him, he basically said, me and Bill kind of fell out. I hadn't talked to him in years. He said, first and foremost, I feel like showing up to his deathbed or showing up to his funeral would have caused a lot of controversy because people know that I don't mess with him. And people know that I was very vocal about my uncle. He needs his ass kicked. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I tried to beat him up twice. He wouldn't open the door.
Well, that's good that you did.
Well, I'm glad. That's one good. I'm glad I didn't go.
Right.
But again, going back to him asking for me, I did.
He wanted to make peace.
I know. I did want to go, but I didn't go because
you didn't want to be.
And excuse my French, nigga, you had hella opportunities to come say that we're okay.
That brings up a key thing, like. When you go through something like this, you start to think about things of like, man, I need to mend these relationships. Like, for example, me and my brother are talking right now, but it makes you think of those things. But so I wanted to talk about those, like the life after death experiences. So when I was watching this, it's like I'm seeing people talk about what they go through. I'm gonna talk about the science, the possible science of it also, but. Everybody has similar experiences where, they go and they experience a lot of peace and stuff like that. They meet people that, some of the people that were gone before them and everything like that, which alludes to the idea that the way that Christians see it. I'm not going to speak about, I don't know much about Muslims or whatever I can do is speak from my perspective. Even these like atheists, like there are stories of people going to hell, but the atheists, they're like, they're given another chance, but some of them experience the peace, and then they change their lives and stuff like that. They also have these stories. Like one of the stories I watched, which gives me a deeper faith in it. Like I don't think dude had a reason. I mean, everybody can lie, but I don't think dude had a reason to lie. But he said when he went there, it's like he meets, some people, his actually like sister-in-law or something like that. I don't know. Has conversations with them. But the thing that was a trip is then he's going through these different motions, going to these different spots. And one time he goes to sees this porch, and then the words come up veteran, and he sees someone's name, whatever. And then so when he comes back, he's talking to his kid about the experiences like that. All of a sudden the card, like say the name was Matilda, I don't know, but a business card that has the name Matilda on it and stuff like that. And so what it was is he really needed a haircut, and Matilda was a barber or something like that. So he goes in to get his haircut because it was COVID time, not to be the only one person at that time. But he talks to Matilda and stuff like that. And so he's not trying to, seem kind of crazy or like that. So he's having a cool conversation. Then he starts asking her questions like, so, where do you grow up? And, what do you do? And it gets to the point where she talks about her grandfather. He was he kind of like digs around, doesn't want to put out, but he starts finding out that the facts that the guy that spoke in heaven was matching up with all the things. So he finally reveals to her, like, I had recently passed away, and I think that, your grandfather, he wanted me to give a message to you. And he delivered the message. So that gave me a lot of faith in that. And the homie Drazy, the thing that and I haven't had a chance to do it, but he told me about this movie, and I hope everybody out there can go and take a look at it. I haven't watched it yet, so I can't say it, but it might
Come out. Please don't say the
I'm not.
The adjustment.
No, I'm not. Let me say it. Just let me say it.
The adjustment bureau.
Just let me say it.
Go ahead.
Okay. So.
Because the adjustment bureau messed me up.
Okay.
About angels who.
But let me say it. Me say it. Okay. So the movie.
But it wasn't the adjustment bureau.
The movie that was the Adjustment Bureau. No, it's not. So the movie, it's actually a Christian movie, and it was in theaters, only playing at Christian theaters. But the movie was called After Death. So I'm really looking forward. I guess it should be streaming. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look for it, check it out, and maybe at some point I'm gonna tell you guys what it was about.
Did you see the Adjustment Bureau though?
Like I was saying, so hopefully you guys will take a look at that movie, and maybe it'll change your life. Hopefully something that one of us said will change your life or something like that. This is truly, honestly, something for us to hopefully seek the truth or find the truth, because like the Bible says, excuse me for those who don't believe, but the truth will set you free. And I think that experience is something that's like, it's commonly known, like a lie. A lie can hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, the truth can hurt, but a lie can kill.
Yeah.
Right. So let's keep on seeking on the truth. Anybody have some? Let's start off with you.
Dude, we're going to start off with you. I got to get my brief synopsis. The Adjustment Bureau, I'm not going to give you the whole movie.
I have seen it.
But it's based on angels. You've seen it, right?
I've seen it. I can't remember.
It's based on angels. Okay? It's based on angels. And so it's based on fate in life. Like, if you make the left, then you're going to go home. But if you make the right, you're going to meet the woman of your dreams. And so there was a woman who was a ballerina. There was a dude who was a businessman. Everything was, their lives were perfect, but they were also perfect for each other. Right? And if they were to come together, then she would go from being a professional ballerina to just teaching dance. If he didn't meet her, he would be an exceptional businessman, multimillionaire, but with her, he's just a business professor at a community college.
Destiny.
So the Adjustment Bureau wanted them to not get together because they were both dually they would not reach their potential.
Mhm.
Separately, they would be incredible.
Right. And
So they knew this. So, and one part of the movie that I really identify with is they both were tracking them, and they both happened to get on the subway together. Oh my God, they're gonna meet. Fuck their minds up.
Yeah.
So if I'm the guy, and I felt this too, you guys might not feel it, but I felt it. So what they did was, he's very meticulous. He's very serious about the way he dressed. So they took the train and made coffee spill on him. Hot chocolate.
The cold part, though,
Hot chocolate. And
nothing
so
stopped them from getting together.
no, he spilled hot chocolate. He spilled hot chocolate. And so me and him, I'm getting off the train. I gotta go buy a new shirt. I'm not doing this. But he was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna ride with it. And she had some type of circumstances, but she rode with it. They bumped into each other. They fell in love.
Right, nothing can stop it. Like, no matter what interferes.
I know,
You was talking about destiny before.
But would you rather have them?
So,
Yes, we were.
and
But
that's
would
what
you
we
rather
gotta
have
say.
them have love or ultimate success and happiness?
Love.
Love together or
Love.
I don't know. Me, I'm going for success personally.
Oh.
But back to some.
What happened to money don't buy?
Hey man, success.
I was saying that movie's incredible.
I was talking to my stepdad, and he was like, I'm telling him, like, there's something in me and my mother's heart and soul. It's like, we don't want much more. Like, success is like, it's something that, like, what do you, like, it's something that we live for. Love will come and go and stuff like that, but it's something that's just so strong in us. But a movie reference that, since you bring up movies, the one that I was trying to live in, like praying for and everything like that, was The Butterfly Effect.
I've never watched that.
You should. But it's a super dope movie.
I've heard so.
But I was wishing so hard that I could just go back to the night before and somehow change things. But
that makes me feel kind of
wasn't
stupid.
meant.
I don't know that. I know all the movies.
But the thing about it is, my God,
Who's
we just what? Come and sit down, man.
Who's Butterfly Effect?
We're about to
We'll talk
finish.
about it. We're about to finish. This is the guy I was telling you guys about. This is the big homie Dave. I was telling him about how, like, so I'm gonna ask you, which way do we want to go? Like, when our last day, how would we like to go?
It's a sleep.
Sleep, right? My guy said a nut, so I'm like,
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
You didn't
No, I
say it.
didn't say that. I said I want to go.
Oh, you don't even want a nut?
Okay. I need a visual.
But yeah,
It sounds like he's going to take the Kevin Samuels
and all of that.
Nah, that's not a
It sounds like you're going to take the Kevin Samuels route.
We ain't laughing at the big homie Kevin Samuels. We laughing with him.
Hey,
We laughing with you, big homie.
Hey, man, I don't think he mad.
You know what?
He went the way that he wanted to go. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying,
He's
get
smart,
your, hold on.
As I do.
He got his nut. He went to sleep, and that's the.
See, that was the sleep though.
Yeah, the sleep is the key part.
Yeah.
I don't want to sleep.
Well, yes, you. That's why you over there. But yeah, sleep
Good point.
and with the people that we love.
Yeah.
And I was just telling him, like, man, you was instrumental in this time of my life. Appreciate you, my guy.
Amen.
You're loved
Filthy.
and everything like that. But yeah, so the butterfly effect, I really had wished that I could just, go back to the day before and do something like maybe I would have tried to wake her up or, like in the middle of the sleep or something like that. I don't know. But I just wished I could go back and change something, but that never works. What are your final thoughts?
Who's the star in that?
Hold on, bro. Let me get through the
No, I'm saying the butterfly.
No, I only have a few moments, so we have to get through the final thoughts. What are your final thoughts?
I don't know. I'm just listening to everybody. This is just very.
Okay. What about you?
When we were all talking, just speaking our minds, there was this song by Jay-Z and I forgot the other guy, but he's the main guy in the song. And he talks about how Jay-Z talks about how he goes through his phone and he has a number that he can never call again.
Wow.
because they passed away, or he goes through his phone and sees texts of people that it's like, damn, these are my friends. Yeah, he's never gonna delete them because they're his homie. They represent something. Like it's more than just let me just text.
It feels like you're deleting them by doing that. I'm experiencing that. It's like,
I was going to say, do you have that?
yeah. I mean, like,
It's a
I
great
just
song.
last Thursday was my first time being able to like read her some of her last texts.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't, like, before then. It's like I can't do it, but I'm never gonna delete it. I'm never gonna. One day I'm gonna, like, there's so many. This is 3 years of text messages, but I'm seriously gonna just go through. It's gonna be sad to, like, like any other people.
You need it one day.
We had our
Make sure you
fights.
transfer it.
We had our fights and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be hard to look at some of those, but I also get to see the things where we shared our love for each other. I believe last final thought with you, but hopefully you'll contribute something because I love the way you speak. But go ahead, man. Any final thoughts?
When it comes to the final thought, I'm gonna speak about the process personally for me. After one of my loved ones, friends, homies, whatever, pass away, then normally it doesn't get too much easier until after we've had the wake, the funeral, and everybody has dispersed, and you can actually, sit with it yourself, and you have to get back to normal. Like, you have to get back to the normal day life. And as you go through that process, that's why I mentioned one day at a time. As you go through that process, you find things to do, you find ways to keep yourself busy. And it normally gets a little easier after the wake and, the actual funeral. So, with that being said, man, I wish you well on the journey.
Thank you, brother. Dave, speak on something, say something. No, don't be What you got to say about, man, you've seen a lot. You've really become acquainted with loss. And it's unfortunate, but you've been able to bless others through that experience. But please speak on something, some words of wisdom or whatever.
I don't know. We believe in God, a lot of us. Right? I know you do. I do. I think the shock, it's a pleasure, it's an honor when God allows his children to entertain us for however long, 2 weeks, a year, whatever. Right? And then he sees fit that their job is done and he calls them back home to him. You know what I mean? After they've labored down here, this thing they call earth, right? But it hurts and it shocks us. And we pray so much, Lord God, just ask your will be done. I just ask, Lord God, your will be done in whatever it is in life that we pray over, right? I think we miss a big part of it. I'll talk about me because I do. The big part I forget to pray about is the strength to accept his will being done.
That's what
the strength to accept his will being done, right? You say, Lord God, let your will be done again. His will being done usually has nothing to do with what we're thinking. Right?
It's usually the exact opposite.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with what we're thinking. Omnipresent, omniscience, omniimpotent, knows all, hears all, sees all, right? So he don't take the time to call my phone and say, David, tomorrow I'll call your brother at this time. Because if he did, I'd have my brother somewhere else. My brother still be here today. My mom, my dad, right? And then one day, sitting in a cell, I asked God, man, why do you call my mom home? And I was finna come home 15 days prior. He said, man, she did her job down here. She raised you. She instilled me in you. She held your hand. She prayed over you. Now, David, your sins are upon yourself. So now I'm going to call her home, and now you need to talk with her. So then I got to know God. Right? And so I don't think you can really properly prepare yourself for the calling of the Lord snatching one of his back. Right? There's no proper way to prepare yourself. Other than praying for strength. For whatever he specifically, strategically placed to happen today. Just give me the strength to go through whatever you want me to go through. You know what I mean? And he told us he would dumbfound the genius, right? He said he would dumbfound the genius. So I know it's going to shock a mere mortal such as myself.
That's deep, man.
I know it's going to shock me. You know what I mean? But
That's deep, man.
the strength you got to get. The strength, the joy, the hours, the years you guys had together, that's all strength. I believe he allowed us to go through that, to have them good times for this sad time. To make it over the sad time. Because the good outweigh the bad.
Right.
The dark has nothing to do with light, right?
Yes.
Light always outshines the darkness. The darkness is the sadness, the absentees of her being plucked from our heart, my son and my brother, you know, everything, you know. So that kind of stuff, you just have to. No one can tell nobody how to grieve.
No, never.
And when it's okay, yep, grieving's over. Let's back to work, right? You know, I'm trying to make light of it, but you can't tell nobody how to do it. They got to go through it.
And even if you know it's kind of impending, even if you're preparing, you know, based on the illness or this person's out of control, even if you're prepared, you're never prepared until it happens. And then when it goes down, you're like, whoa.
What he's saying, if people knew, I'd probably be judged. But what you're saying is instrumental. Like the day that she passed, I came to work, and I've been to work every single day since, like through the struggles and stuff like that. But that's the way I handle grief. And then also, like my worst times are in the morning. I wake up and I just spend time just sitting up, thinking and calling her name. And then I come to work and I get to talk to like Dave, Ink, you, whoever's around. And, you know, then the day is kind of easier because I don't have the chance to think about it. Then I go home and then it's, you know, it's me alone. But yeah, my work is the way that I cope. Work is the way I handle everything, really, though.
I know.
Yeah.
You was in here giving them a haircut crying.
Yeah.
I was like, there has to be something wrong.
I was shook.
And I apologize for that.
No,
Too.
No, it's
he
okay.
was
No,
good.
trust me. I appreciate that.
On a personal level,
That's when I knew something was wrong. I was like, there has to be something.
No, when I was cool until that lady walked in.
No, even prior to that.
Even,
I wasn't
I
lying.
can
He
tell.
asked me, when he walked in, he asked me if he was high.
So here.
I was like, JB don't smoke. I was like, JB don't smoke. What are you talking about?
Because you come a little girl first, you know?
Uh-huh.
So you cut his hair, and then I was sitting there waiting,
Mhm.
and then you got done,
Mhm.
and then I got up, I went and sat into the chair,
Mhm.
and you went outside, you came back, you just sat there. And I was like, oh, well, I'm the one that called you saying, hey, we need, you know, for two, hey, or
I
three.
thought it was one, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, so in my head, I'm like, oh, maybe he went outside for a smoke break
Mhm.
because I don't know nothing.
Even before
And
that,
then
when he was trying to make his appointment, remember when I told you that he would be here at 6:30?
Mhm.
And he came and he wasn't here. And then he was like, he said he got to reschedule for something. And I was like, that's not JB. I was like, that's not JB. What do you mean he got to
He was
reschedule
cutting
for something?
somebody's hair, so I was like, oh, man.
And then he called you and you didn't answer. And I was like, there's definitely something wrong. Even if you don't answer, you call him back within the next 30 minutes.
Oh, you
I was
take
like,
it back really fast.
yeah, I was
So-
like, there has to be something wrong.
do you feel like you have to move?
No, I don't, surprisingly. I'm like, what I haven't done is generally speaking, I don't turn where she was laying. I just keep my back to that. I don't look at it. There was one night where I just I reached back and touched where she was at when she gone, but I really avoid that. But I gotta say, we about to, so this is her drink. I'm gonna pour it out for her since she's not here to join us. But I wanna say thank you for all you guys, everybody in this room. I want to say thank you for helping me through. Like everybody had a part of that.
Thank you for
So-
allowing us.
Thank you for giving us for allowing us.
I feel like a lot of people just go those, so thank you for that.
So this right here is for Teresa again. I love you forever. See you all next time.
All I'm saying, something's coming, it's a plan.